Hi friends, I'm going to show you how to type on your Google Slides. So I suggest once you get your background done, um, that you start working on your typing. And typing involves taking your information from your pink packet and putting it onto the slides. But before you do that, it is also important to make sure that you choose your font and you choose your color to make sure that it shows up. So I'm using this purple background as an example. And so I want to add my title. I would click right here and then that part disappears. Now, let's say I want to change the font. I would click right here where it says Arial. That's the default. And there's tons of different fonts that you can click on. Now, I have a couple of rules. One of my rules is you cannot do one that is all capital letters. And you cannot have one that's cursive. You have to be able to read what you choose. If you don't like any of these fonts, you can go and click on more fonts and you will see all of the different types of fonts that Google Slides offers. So I'm going to pick, I like to use this one for my titles. So I might type, if I'm doing a habitat, and this is the same for the animal projects for third grade, I might call it just desert habitat, or you could think of a fancier name for it. My animal report is called Outrageous Orangutans. So you get to choose a title. Then right here on this one, you're going to type, well, first I need to change my font, right? And maybe I really like this font called Quicksand. I might write by Mrs. Peterson. And you would write by in your name. So those fonts look really nice together. Now I can change the color as well. So you can highlight by holding down the mouse and moving it. You can also, once you're clicked in this box, you can press Control A and it'll highlight that as well. And so maybe I want for my titles, I decide all my titles are going to be like a dark blue, and then the rest of my writing is going to be black, let's say. Or you can make it different colors. I like my slides to be all pretty similar so they look nice to the reader. So that is how you're going to start with your typing. You can change the font, you can change the color. So here's the font, here is the color. It's the A with the line underneath. You can make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Don't make it too big, don't make it too small. You probably won't have to really change the size on your title page. You might have to change the size on your other ones. So you can use this plus sign or the minus sign, or you can click right here on the numbers, okay? Then let's move on. So I have a template for you for your introduction. So if you want to change the fonts, remember you're going to highlight by holding down the mouse key. You can also press Control A, and then you can choose your font. So I'm going to go back to this introduction, like with that kind of font, and I'm going to highlight everything that's in here, and I'm going to change it to that Quicksand font because that's what I like. Now, you see this dotted line right here? You are going to go in and you're going to erase that. I did the first sentence for you, and so you're going to insert your habitat name. So mine is on the desert. So I would say, join me in discovering amazing facts about the desert. Okay. And make sure you keep that period. So that's going to be the only writing on this slide. So if you wanted to make this one a little bit bigger, you could. You definitely don't need to. I prefer it just the way it is, but it's up to you. Let's see, then I would go to my next slide. Now here is where you are going to type your information. You're going to take your notes and you are going to type what you wrote down for your notes. They should be in complete sentences. You will see in my sample on Canvas exactly what my sentences look like. And so that should help you write your sentences, but your information is going to be different. Again, you can change the font style, you can change the color, you can change the size, and then you'll start typing right here. Let's say I was writing deserts are located all over the world. I would put a period there and then watch what happens when I press enter. When I press enter, another bullet point, that's what these are called, pops up. Okay, if I just use the arrow key, it's not going to work correctly. So, what I would suggest doing is you need to get all of your typing done, and then you can kind of mess around with the different fonts and the different colors. Okay, if you choose a really dark background, let me show you what happens. I can barely see this. So I would maybe want to change this right away, even before I'm doing my typing, right? So that way I could see it. Let me undo that. Well, let me tell you this. If you accidentally make a mistake or you don't like something you did, if you press Control and Z at the same time, it'll undo whatever you just did. It's a very, very helpful tool. So you're going to write about your location, you're going to write about the weather, the animals that live in your habitat, and the plants. If you are in third grade, you're going to write about your animal, what it looks like, what it eats, where it lives, and what adaptations it has. Those will be your 4 slides, just like you took notes on. And then when you get to the bottom, I have 2 little templates for you. Again, you can highlight and change your title, and you can change your font. So anytime you see a line, you're actually going to press backspace and erase it, because that is telling you that you need to fill in the blank. So you might say, as you can see, I would say, desert is an amazing habitat. I like the desert because, and maybe I would say, only the toughest animals and plants can survive there. Okay, so I highly, highly suggest working on your typing, getting your typing done as soon as you possibly can, then going back and kind of playing around with your font, your color, and your size. Once again, if you click on a box and you press Control A on your keyboard, it'll highlight everything. If you accidentally make a mistake, you can press Control Z, and you can also use your mouse or your trackpad to highlight a whole section. All right, that is it for this video. See you later.